And welcome everyone to the CBC podcast. Of course, it's the movies cast show thing today. It's Tuesday, as always. I'm Mitch, your host, as always, on this show. Of course, I'm joined by Joe, as always. The
Yay.
majority of these shows I am, or I'm joining him. It's the same thing, but
Yay.
Vicky Versi. If you don't know what Vicky Versi is, you can Google us. Google it. Speaking of Googling, you can Google us at Comic Book Cast. You'll find us everywhere. The Twitters, the Facebooks, the YouTubes, the Instagrams, the Twitches, the wherever podcasting services you like. I'm not going to name them all because I don't know them. Joe knows them, but he
Oh,
does him.
there's way too many podcasting
Yeah.
services. I don't know all of them. We're not on Spotify yet. We always have to say
No.
that.
One day we'll be on Spotify.
Yeah, but yeah.
Um, of course, you can follow me at Mitch692 and Joe, as always, at Halftime Joe. And yeah, we don't have anything drastically happening soon.
Nah, just here's hoping everybody went out and voted. Whatever you want to vote for.
Yeah,
That's
if
kind of it.
if you are American, go vote. If not,
Yeah, you
sit
probably
back
could
and
have left. Like, yeah,
yeah,
like Mitch.
just sit back and like look at how crazy Americans get on social media. That's where
Yeah, so
that
yeah,
vote.
and Mitch is just like chilling back. He's popping open a six pack, and it's just like chilling.
Yeah, honestly, I sit there and I wonder if I'm actually annoyed by it or fascinated by it. I can't tell. It's like you
Mm.
see it constantly, and it's like it's a bit annoying, but it's just like it's a different culture, different way of doing things. I think it's about time we took the colony back, but that's just
Yeah,
me.
Fortnite is a different culture,
Oh
huh?
no, I've muted that on my timeline. It's been fantastic.
Yeah.
It's been a day, and it's sweet.
I think I played a little bit last night. Uh,
You think or no?
no, well, I mean, I played earlier, but I don't remember. It felt like straight asleep, but I just like, knocked out.
I mean that would be the next thing, playing Fortnite in your sleep. No,
Yeah.
go see. But yeah, we have an interesting show today, and we're gonna kick that off with the Shrek franchise is getting quote rebooted. I don't know how it can be a reboot when you have the same cast, but yeah, Illumination Studios is going to be taking it over, I believe. You know, this is still the same people, really. You know, DreamWorks, Illumination, they're all under the same umbrella.
Yeah.
Yeah. This obviously involves the Puss in Boots franchise as
Yeah, I was about to
well.
say it's not just Shrek; it's also
Yeah,
Puss in
it's
Boots,
that entire ecosystem of a
the
franchise.
Shrek cinematic universe, basically.
Yeah, which is the Scoo. Is that what it'd be? The Scoo? Yeah. So yeah, it's yeah, I gave up caring about Shrek after the
Uh,
first, so I'm not.
so I saw a tweet saying like that a reboot is a bad idea, but a sequel isn't. Kind of like maybe
It's actually
ignoring
yeah,
two, three, and four. Two I thought was great. I feel like you shouldn't
yeah.
ignore two, but at least
It's
ignore the
like
bad ones.
do the trendy thing and just go back to the point where it went bad and just fix it.
Yeah, so like just make a sequel or like whatever, and just keep in continuity the first two because I think in Universal that the first two are pretty great. Some would say like the third one is fun too, but I think let's all be honest, the first two are the only ones we need to keep, and you could just go on from there and just take it in a new direction and stuff like that. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know, just this just definitely seems like okay, we have nothing else to do. Let's get Shrek back out there.
I mean, we'll get into it later on because this show, the topics kind of do go full circle.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely feels like you're looking for a franchise, and it's like, oh, can we revive anything? It's like, oh, we have Shrek.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it's always gonna be one of those things where if I don't like the new ones, there's always the old ones for me to watch. Cause
Yeah, yeah.
you
It's
know,
not going to ruin anything because that thing's still there. It can't physically be ruined.
two is a classic. I want to say I like two more than one to be honest.
I can't remember what happened in two.
Two was when they went to visit. I think the mom and dad, yeah, of uh, the woman.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, Fiona. I
yeah.
forget the names to be honest. But Fiona, so they went to go visit the parents. Somehow Shrek and Fiona became human in a way to get Fiona to not like Shrek anymore and to get it, fall in love with the actual Prince Charming and stuff like that. So it was just like a weird one. I think I like it a lot because there's just that montage of Shrek and like trying to get back to Fiona and then all the people, all his friends helping from the swamp. It was just great.
Oh, yeah, I remember that bit now. Yeah.
It was great. It was one of
See,
the great ones.
I can only really remember liking the first one. But
The first one's great too. They're both great.
I don't even think I've seen them all. I think I stopped at three.
Yeah, I don't even think I've seen the third one. I think I definitely stopped at two.
Yeah, it's
I didn't even see the TV show, which was like the Puss in Boots TV show, and I was like,
that was
I
Netflix, isn't it?
think so. I don't know. I just know the first two are great. They're both classics. It's hard to say one of them is only a classic because they're both of them. Everybody always goes back like to talk about it. I mean, the memes keep coming back from two. You know.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
true.
I think it also helps that at the end of two, they did like a musical number to end it off and whatnot. That was great.
Yeah.
That was great. Yeah. Now it just takes me back. But this, it's bound to happen. I guess. Right? Time goes on. Things get rebooted.
It just makes you feel old though, because I remember
Yeah.
Shrek.
Yeah. It does. Yeah.
It's like it's not old enough to get rebooted.
It doesn't feel like it, but I mean, I guess it is. According to Hollywood.
I suppose these days, ain't like give it 2 years and you reboot, don't you?
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I guess.
Crazy, but yeah, you know, if you're excited for it, get excited for
For
it.
sure.
Not that I think anyone likes Shrek. Well, like actively wants more Shrek, but I could be completely wrong on that one. For something I don't know if people want or if there's any need for it. Deadline have confirmed that Ridley Scott is moving forward with a Gladiator sequel, with Peter Craig to write the script for Paramount.
See, I don't necessarily hate that because it is a sequel, and it's what we're just talking about, right? Where they're rebooting Shrek when they should probably make a sequel and just kind of take out the stuff. But with this one, it's the only sequel. I don't. Is it the same characters? Is it kind of like 30 years later?
Well, it can't be Maximus because spoilers if you haven't seen Gladiator. Maximus does.
No, but there's other characters that live. I assume.
It's weird because I saw this on Variety first, and they're saying like they don't really know what it's going to entail, but Deadline like, oh yeah, it's going to follow these people, and it's like which one? I don't know which one to go with, but Deadline broke the story first, so I assume it's going to be following people. Like, I think I haven't seen Gladiator fully. No, I really struggle getting through that movie.
So, but it seems like it's going to do that thing of it's 30 years later. Just an example similar to what we just had with Halloween. It's like 40 years later. Force Awakens, it was 30 years later, and just kind of going real world with it, right? Of the real world time.
Yeah.
So I cool. Like, it's fine. I mean, I don't know if anybody asked for it, but it's one of those things, right, where I guess people don't really know what they want until they get into the theater and they're like, "Whoa, this is awesome! I can't believe we didn't ask for this before."
Well, wasn't it the great Donny Cates that said like the who asked this question is a bit like redundant because no one asked for anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's always
not that he was the first person to say that. Like 1,000 people have said that, but
sure,
it's Donny Cates.
Yeah, I mean, everybody likes Gladiator. We'll see the second one. There's not too much other than just kind of basicness, and there's probably 3 years out anyway. So.
Oh yeah, it'll be a while. But it says here that it'll continue the story of Lucius, the son of Lucilia.
Yeah, so it's just years later.
Yada, all that sort of stuff. But this to me honestly feels like he royally screwed up with Alien and the prequels to that, and no one really wants any more of those. So
so it's one of those things,
that's how it comes across to me. Because Prometheus, it's an okay movie. It's not a great Alien movie. It's fine. Adds a little bit. You can see where they're trying to go. Covenant, it just the bed's ruined. Throw it out. You ain't gonna get that out of it. And of course, that completely bombed. So I don't know. It just feels like he's looking for something to do, and it's like, oh, I haven't touched Gladiator in years. Like, let's try that one. So, I don't know. I would have stronger feelings, but as I said, like I've actually, I don't think I've ever seen Gladiator all the way through. I think I always fall asleep during it, but I might try and watch it again when this comes out, which will be years from now. But oh well. And you're gonna notice a trend in this show. From one thing I'm not sure people care about to one thing probably don't care about to something I don't think anyone wants. Willy Wonka is getting a prequel movie. Why? I don't know. I don't know. We don't need a Willy Wonka prequel movie, like at all.
It's one thing to just kind of reboot Willy Wonka because they do that. It's a story as old as time, right? Willy Wonka is just like
Yeah,
they just keep telling it in different eras. But a prequel one's kind of like a weird one. Like, hearing that they would reboot it or whatever, just making it for 2010s. Okay, like they did that like probably 20 years ago, or even what was the recent one? It wasn't even that long ago, right? Like,
the recent one was the Johnny Depp one,
yeah,
wasn't it?
wasn't it in the 2000s?
Um,
That's like not that long ago. That's why I don't. Yeah. Okay, so the first one was
2005.
yeah. So the first one was in 71. Second one in 2005. This one in 2000. Well, I mean, if they're making this one, they would have to be like around like 2020. So I guess, but it's still like we said, right? It doesn't seem that far out that it just came out like the other one, but I guess it is.
I mean, it's not even far out. It's not even 15 years out.
Yeah, so that's just
I
a
mean,
weird
it'll
thing
be over 15 years
when it
from
comes
till
out.
when the movie
Yeah.
comes out. Yeah, that's if it actually goes ahead.
It's
But
like what we said with Shrek. It just like doesn't seem that far back that they had this movie, but I guess it's time for it to get rebooted. But this time it's just a prequel.
yeah, like it's I don't understand its fascination with prequels. Like, so we have a mysterious character in the first one. Let's explore that. It's like, no, that character worked because it has that mystery behind it.
Yeah,
Han Solo, you didn't know everything about him. You didn't need to know everything about him. You didn't need to know that he got the name Solo from random Imperial Guard number 5 for no reason whatsoever.
he's
But
Solo. Get him. Oh yeah, that should be my name.
have you seen Solo?
No, I'm gonna actually.
That's literally virtually what happens.
He's Solo. We can take him. No, I'm Han. Han
Not
Solo.
100%. No, you're not a million miles off. That's the sad part.
It's on my
It's like, oh,
it's on my watch list on Prime Video, so I'm definitely gonna
yeah.
check it out this weekend.
So just like it's one of those you need to half watch really. But yeah, it's as the quote says, they're still trying to figure out how to tell the story. Like, but there's not a story to tell.
Yeah,
You don't.
I mean,
There's nothing here. Like no one. I don't see anyone getting excited for this in the slightest. But
let me see. What does it say in this little blurb? We're still trying to figure out how to tell that story and the story and what the story is. It's a prequel. It's not a sequel. What makes Willie when we find them at the chocolate factory doing the golden ticket? Where is he before that? What leads him to that place where he has locked himself away? It's how does he get there? So we're playing around with that.
see, I'd rather they do it because wasn't there more than one Willy Wonka book?
I kind of want a sequel, not a prequel, but that's just
Yeah,
me.
because like you had like
I don't
the
like
Chocolate
prequels.
Factory, the Great Glass Elevator, and I'm certain there was something else. You have a trilogy there. Just do that.
But it's also the fact that prequels don't take you anywhere, really.
They
Sequels.
don't take you in there because they physically can't.
Yeah,
No.
that's the.
You know where he
basically,
ends
yeah.
up, so
That's a prequel for you, right? They don't take
Yeah.
you anywhere because you know where it's going. And sure, it could be interesting and yada yada yada, but shouldn't movies take you somewhere?
yeah.
So
I mean,
don't
like
know.
they can try, but like at the end of the day, it's still just like, oh, there's no stakes
Yeah,
whatsoever.
that's why I much rather would have preferred a sequel. So like Shrek, Willy Wonka sequels, and I guess Ridley Scott was someone that was like, "Hey, a sequel would work better than a prequel or a reboot." You
Yeah,
know?
I mean, at least he's thinking about that.
Yeah, at least
So-
there's that.
But yeah, that's
Yeah, but a bunch of just like very similar news, crazy.
Yes, I've only just noticed that it's very.
So like even last week, we were like the anime movies. Just this time, they're all just very similar. Again,
there's got to be like release date categories Hollywood has.
yeah,
It's like you can only say this news on these days, and you can say this news on these days.
exactly,
No.
exactly.
Well, this week is anime, that week, this month is this, that month is that. But for a nice little change of pace, J.J. Abrams is apparently seeking a mega deal, quote unquote,
Yeah,
with a Hollywood studio. This is like it's kind of unprecedented because it's like TV, movies, games, music, like everything. Like J.J. Abrams wants to be media, apparently.
well, I mean, I feel like we've heard of a deal similar, but not you don't hear it a lot. I mean, there's probably deals with like Spielberg, right? But it's never said. He probably like if Spielberg says this would be a cool idea. It's not like you're gonna be like, all right, I don't know, we'll think about that, buddy. But it's very, it's just this one's on paper.
I mean, yeah,
It,
probably.
yeah. So look, J.J. Abrams has a great mind, right? He's been a producer. He's had a hand in a lot of great things, and I'm sure he's smart enough to know
I say
that
he changed the face of TV.
Lost,
You can't like Lost. That was well ahead of its time. Would it be do so good now? Who knows? But it still brought in the era of like this must-watch TV like thing we have now.
I mean, yeah. Let me see what else.
The dude brought back Star Wars. Yes, he kind of played mimic on that one, but he still brought it back and made it.
He did bring back Westworld. Like he was the guy who, it was because of him.
Was he Westworld?
Yeah, he's a producer in Westworld.
Oh, is he? Ah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Fringe is another one,
There are these two shows that are really nobody knows too much about, but I've seen them on Netflix. Because I tell you, there's an art to the 1/2 season shows that are on Netflix. There's an art to them, and Revolution and Believe are great, like 1 to 2 season shows. Believe was 1 season, 12 episodes, and Revolution 2 seasons.
Are they originals or are they?
No, yeah, they're pretty much the originals. I think so, at least. Yeah, they're great. There's ones about like if the power around the whole world went down, which is Revolution, and how would people live? Like they could have to go basically back to the old days if all the electricity went out. And Believe was like about this magical this girl who had kind of powers and sense and people and stuff like that. I recommend those to anybody on Netflix. And he also did Almost Human, another good one season. I tell you, he is the master of 1 to 2 season shows. Like. Those 3 shows are just great shows that don't. Oh, another Alcatraz, another great show. I've seen that one too. That's 4 in a row. Fringe was like one of the few that actually went past.
Yeah, I love Fringe.
Fringe is great, and then of course Lost. What else? Alias. Alias was a big show.
Alias, yeah.
He has a mind and everything.
He's got a lot of fingers and a lot of pies.
But I'm pretty sure he's smart enough to realize that he doesn't get where he is without having good people around him or being smart enough to put smart people around him. So good for JJ. This guy.
Well, so let's not forget the Cloverfield stuff. Like that was.
Oh sure, yeah. It's like, there's just a lot. Good for him. Like now he's gonna be able to do a lot more, and just the fact that they call it a record-shattering overall mega deal that just sounds like impossible, but it's happening.
Yeah, but I believe the studios that are looking at him are like Disney, Universal, like Warner Brothers. They're all the big typical one, like all the big 6. So he's a very sought after man, apparently.
Yeah, he's in free agency right now. He's trying to get that max contract.
Yeah. Also, the deal includes theme park opportunities. So
that's the weird one. I don't necessarily get what that means.
He just wants the globe. Like he wants every faction of entertainment.
I'm gonna assume that means like some of his products can become. Or can be in
attractions,
whatever it may be.
I mean, Universal might want that because there is rumors that they're letting the Hulk ride go. So
I would love a Fringe type of like ride somewhere. That'd be great. Like going to alternate dimensions. That'd be a great
You'd have people like epileptic fits by the time they came out of the Fringe ride.
Yeah, it's true. They needed. Okay, no wait. Fringe is like what 2008, 2013. So it's. Too close to be like a sequel.
See, here actually thinking of a Fringe ride. Here's what I do. I just have the little tanks with the water that you float in.
Yeah.
Close it and then you play something on like the doors or whatever and do it that way. And you have that like 0G experience. So,
I'm trying to think what else he's had his hand on. Oh, I guess Felicity was one of them. Let me see what. Yeah, I mean, this is great for JJ as we said. There's just a lot of stuff and.
I imagine it'll be great for whoever actually gets the deal.
Yeah,
to be honest,
that's gonna be a lot of great new content coming to them. Yeah, someone who needs it drastically is gonna overpay probably.
See, that's the thing. It's like, is it because at this point it's like Disney like J.J. Abrams a lot.
It's not like they need him.
Yeah, it's not like they need him. I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up staying at Disney.
Yeah, I would, to be honest. Like Kevin Durant leaving the Warriors. Why would you leave the greatest company?
Sure,
Yeah.
that you just hear the Disney dollar fall down as he says that. The greatest company.
Uh, but I mean, it's true, right? Why, if you
Yeah,
have a high
I'm
position
exactly
at
right.
Disney,
Yeah.
why would you leave them?
I say it's like talk about job security.
Like, maybe sure there might be Universal or Warner Brothers might overpay just a bit much, but it's kind of like in the long run, would it be worth it, or would it be worth it to stay with the top running?
Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah,
you know, I just would not be surprised if it ends up as Disney. But
yeah,
they,
me either.
they've got no money at the minute. They just spent everything on Fox.
Yeah, they spent a lot. They're forever gonna be in debt in a way, but it's
Oh no, they won't. No, if
no,
you think
they'll get the money back eventually. But I'm just saying, like, it's just one of those funny things where I say forever in debt because they're always gonna keep like taking out stuff to buy companies.
yeah,
So
yeah.
that's why I say forever. They're always gonna like keep going to go buy other
I mean,
companies.
you think they've already recuperated the Star Wars just on the movies alone, like not including the
Sure, yeah,
merch. Like they've already made that like 4 billion back, like or however much they paid for it. Marvel's paid for itself, so
yeah,
they
yeah.
know how to print money.
Man, J.J. Abrams, who would have thought?
Yeah, I mean he wants to take over the world, so did Disney. So why not do it together? Be
Well,
easier.
he's gonna take over the world and keep everything a mystery. He's gonna put
Yeah,
the world in a
I just
mystery
hope
box.
it's like we get JJ and not JJ playing Mimic like with Star Wars. Like let's have a variety of different things that says JJ Abrams, not JJ Abrams trying to be someone else. Like
Oh yeah.
that's my only thing. Like let's see creative Abrams come back
Fun
out.
fact. I kind of want to go watch The Force Awakens again, but like, when does the next Star Wars come out?
Next year,
So,
next December.
in December. Right? Yeah, never mind. It's too far out. There's not another Star Wars movie
I'll
coming in
say
between the
you
nine.
have a year.
Yeah, but I would like to like wait closer and watch both The Last Jedi
Okay,
and
I'm just
Force
saying like,
Awakens.
you just got a long
Because
time.
Force Awakens. I've been recalling how much of a fun time I had watching that movie. I kind of want to
It's
go
a fun.
back.
It's a fun movie. It's. I mean, I wouldn't even say it's a bad movie or like it's.
I
It's
think it's
just.
good.
It's a good movie. Like
It's
yes,
fine.
it's a New Hope with like a new hat, but at the same time,
I'm fine with
I don't
that.
care. It's a good movie. It's a good movie. Good movie. But to bring everything all the way back around, Illumination Studios once again apparently has a Super Mario Bros. Animated movie as a top priority. It's in priority development right now. I think they're aiming for what was it? 2022. So they're really trying to get this thing out quick
Yes.
because animated movies take a fair while. Look at Toy Story 3 to 4. It's been like 10 years.
Better, I guess, than a live action movie, right? Like better to keep it
Yeah, I
animated.
mean, it's not difficult to be better than a live action movie because that one was terrible.
Yeah,
I really do
and
not.
yeah, I mean they're having a movie. It's Sonic's getting. I was a little surprised when they say animated because I would have thought it would have been like a live action animation hybrid. Detective Pikachu, Sonic. There's other the Smurfs.
Here's the thing: this isn't Sony making it.
It's true. It's very true.
Only Sony seems to do that thing. It's just like, oh yeah, we can't think of anything.
And I
So
guess
just
with
do this.
Detective Pikachu, inherently that game is kind of like
I'm not sure. I think Detective Pikachu is supposed to be like hyper realism for the Pokemon.
yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like it's inherently takes place in like the real world. So
I'm that bit. I'm not sure on.
uh,
I've heard that there's references to the games, which would
I
make it into the games.
and this is the thing with animated movies, right? Are they gonna go more? I mean, who? I get that they're gonna try to get everybody in terms of like as an audience, but sometimes there is more of like Lego Movie and stuff like that, where they try to make an effort to reach out to the older audience.
Yeah, you make it
Yeah,
for everyone, don't you? You have
yeah,
it's kid friendly, so it's all like it's not all necessarily sunshine and rainbows, but you have those little bits that the kids aren't ever going to understand until they're older, but the adults can enjoy
exactly. And
everything.
we've seen that in recent years. Lego Movie is an example. I guess Wreck-It Ralph could be that. I think the second one is gonna be bad, but that's just because it seems like they're trying extra hard.
Wreck-It Ralph 2 is very much playing on the same jokes for its
Yeah.
part, and I don't think it's going to be an entire movie, but it's really making me not care, and
Yeah,
I'm kind of
same.
over. I'll still watch it. I still have hopes it's going to be good, but kind of not really holding
It,
out anything anymore.
I don't use this word a lot, but it seems a little cringy.
Yeah.
It's
'Cause
like
you
internet.
know,
It's like
it looks like the Emoji Movie. Like,
yeah, and it's kind of
it's
like
just like look at me, yay! But that's not
it just seems like it's one of those typical old people trying to get the attention of the youth.
yeah,
And
yeah.
see, at least what it seems like in trailers. Every time I see a trailer, I'm just like, yeah, like doesn't really seem
It's
that
just
appealing.
it's kind of like Ready Player One. Like, yes, people like Ready
I
Player
thought that
One,
was
but
cool.
it's like it's referenced the movie. I haven't seen it yet, so I can't really tell. But
I thought that was fun. I mean, it's not. Yeah, I guess if we're talking like it's not a great movie, but it had some pretty great references and stuff like that, and it had a heartfelt story, so it was fine for me. But yeah, Super Mario Bros. Getting a animated movie. That's
I'm honestly
cool.
surprised it's taken them this long. To be
Yeah,
honest,
yeah, I agree,
like,
and I think a lot of it had to do with the stigma of video game movies.
yeah,
You
I
know,
would be surprised. But I think the chat said what his name is, and I can't think of what it is. The Mario creator Shigeru Miyamoto. That's how you pronounce his name. Or Miyamoto-san, if I'm be correct and proper. He is involved with this in some shape or form, I believe. So hopefully it'll be good, and the Mario fans and the Nintendo fans will enjoy it. But we'll wait and see. I know Illumination Studios has like if is iffy on people, but uh, I've enjoyed their movies to an extent. So
yeah,
not overly
so
worried. It's Mario. I'm not really a massive Nintendo guy, but you know, it's one of those properties where it's like it kind of deserves a good movie. A bit
yeah.
like Sonic, like he deserves a good one. I hope his movie's good, but I'm not holding out hope because Sony.
Hmm.
But yeah, and that will bring us to wrap up the news for this week. And then I should have had this link open before, but I completely forgot about it. Uh, da, 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 da. But yeah, it's of course the box office for the week of November 2nd. Number 5 is Halloween with 10 million. That kind of dropped from first to fifth. Star is Born is still in the top 5 in its fifth week. Number 3 is Nobody's Fool. Number 2 is Nutcracker in the Four Realms. That kind of came in underneath expectations. Number 1, surprising no one
It's
really.
surprising me to be honest, because I literally
Bohemian
thought.
Rhapsody
Yeah.
is number 1.
I
It's
thought
good.
this was gonna bomb. I thought people were gonna hate this, but apparently people like it, and it doesn't have to. I mean, it's what goes against one of those things where it doesn't have to be a well-made movie for people to like.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of that because there is that critic disconnect with this and the audience,
I,
but it's one of those where I'm pretty certain it's people went in for Queen. You got the Queen music. You like the movie.
it's
Fine. I was just like, it's the general audience doesn't care
care
about
about
the
movie,
movie.
yeah.
Oh, the editing slightly off. I don't care. It was a fun movie. Like,
See
it's
that when I had heard, I had saw a couple of tweets of people saying like the way it's edited, it's just too quick pace, and I think that sounds like it was gonna turn me off really, and it was just gonna give me a headache. And from there, I'm just like, yeah, it doesn't seem like I'm gonna like this movie at all, just because of how it just seems like of a headache it's gonna be. And
I say from what I've heard, it's really safe. It's a really safe movie. It's got a fair amount of issues, but for like the history that Queen had, a safe movie is a bit ironic because it shouldn't really be safe and by the numbers because they were anything but. And it's like, oh, we have like apparently do the thing was, oh, we have a hit that's not going to work, and then it goes like it shows them the hits working, but it's not.
one thing, I'm probably never gonna see this movie, mostly because I know Queen. I don't think I ever really listened to their music as I grew up.
How do you know?
I mean, I've listened to their music. Who hasn't, right? Like they have some of the most famous songs, but it's not like I ever went out there and just like, yeah, I'm gonna listen to some Queen today. I grew
Yeah,
up more of a hip hop slash
yeah. No,
Mexican music type
I
of
get
guy.
you. I
I was
was.
never a rock guy till like high school
Yeah. Yeah, see, I don't think I'd ever called them wrong, but then
or
I think my
alternative or whatever you want to call them. I was just never into kind of all that until more, I guess, later middle school slash high school when I met more people that were into that kind of music.
yeah.
So
But
yeah.
it's almost it's only $1 million off its production budget in a weekend.
So
So
it's
well
kind
done,
of
Bohemian
yeah.
Rhapsody.
I maybe I'll watch it. I'm sure it's already like they're already trying to get it out there for Oscar stuff like that. Terrible that they're trying to nominate Bryan Singer, but you know it is what it is. I guess it's Hollywood.
Yeah, that feels
That's scumbaggy.
kind of dirty.
It's
Yeah,
a scumbag move, but
yeah,
he didn't even direct all of it too. So that's like even just aside from all his personal
yeah,
stuff,
yeah.
he didn't even direct all of it. So that doesn't make any sense. But yeah, I guess I'll watch it. I'll watch it eventually because Oscar season. You know, we all watch the movies that are getting nominated. So eventually, I'll watch it.
I think that the main thing I've heard is like Remy Malek, like he deserves at least a nomination for it.
Oh sure, yeah. From the set pictures and trailers, I can honestly tell that he embodied that.
Yeah, it's like he is Freddie. You couldn't have found anyone else to do that. Like he's just.
He's a great actor, man, and it's just so funny. It makes it even funnier what happened recently, where he's like, "No, I don't do videos. I'll take a picture though." Just
God, that was cringe.
Bless that man and his soul. He's just a unique man. He's a unique one, man. He's so unique. God, you gotta love him.
Can we get Rami Malek from Moon Knight in something, please?
Yeah, man. I mean, look, he was in one of my favorite games Until Dawn. You know, one of my favorite shows, Mr. Robot. And then you know he's out here in movies too. He's just doing it, man. He's doing it.
Yeah,
it's awesome for Rami Malek. I remember when I first saw him was in that Need for Speed movie.
He was that movie.
Yeah, it was bad, and they made him be like the comedic character, right? And at one point, he just like took off his pants and took off his shirt and just went around walking in office in boxers. And I was like, all right, I didn't see this turn for Rami Malek, but there he is now. But yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah, man. You know, good for him. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know he was in Legend of Korra. What?
Was he actually? What was he?
He only did 3 episodes. He was a voice of a character called Tano. I don't really know that character, so I'll look it up so I can.
Nice name.
I honestly don't. I wasn't. You know, I liked Korra, but it wasn't the biggest.
How you spelling it?
Tahno. Oh, is it this guy with the hair that flicks around? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I remember
him. Yeah.
He did good at hating him. We did.
So it's literally right at the start, wasn't it? Because it was the whole like their little sport thing they did.
He was in 24. I don't remember him in 24. What? I need to go back and watch.
I gave up on 24 once it got really ridiculous.
Dude, I think I've seen all 8 seasons of 24 twice, or 3 times maybe 3 times. I can't recall. I know for sure one time around like 2011 or something like that, and then another time like 2014, and then I feel like another time 2016. I don't know. It's just one of those shows that I go through a binge every so often.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just do. I'm super into that show. So long though, but I'm super into it. But yeah, so Bohemian Rhapsody, number 1, I guess.
So how do you want to play this next bit?
I mean, what's coming out next?
Next week this week I should say, we have The Girl in the Spider's Web, Dr. Seuss's The Grinch, and Overlord.
Do you know some of the projections for any of these?
Girl in the Spider's Web is 12. The Grinch is 69. Overlord is 8.
I definitely think The Grinch is going under 69 million. I don't know about you.
I mean, it's looking like it's.
You think it could go over?
I mean, maybe.
What else are people gonna watch? I guess, right? What else are people gonna watch?
That's the thing. Like,
Fantastic Beasts doesn't come out to the week after.
Yeah, I don't think Bohemian's gonna have that bigger legs on it.
Yeah, me either. And it could go over. I guess 69 million. That's
you know because total The Grinch is looking at 290 million domestic. That's nuts. Like, there's no buzz about that movie, but apparently I'm wrong.
Yeah. What was Overlord? Because Girl in the Spider Web was 12 million.
Overlord's 8.
I could see Overlord going under. To be honest, I feel like more people. You know what? That can make sense. Dr. Seuss
to be
goes
fair,
over.
the tracking they've dropped the tracking 11% from last week, so
yeah. So I mean, it makes sense too, right? Last people are gonna go see Overlord, and they're gonna go see The Grinch.
Yeah, because if you look at the top 10 now, Overlord would make 6th place.
Yeah.
So we wouldn't crack top 5.
I definitely would have it under. Yeah.
Spider's Web could crack top 3. It could definitely be top 5. And then
it's one of those weird ones where it feels like people know it, but at the same time, it's like is it good? Is it known enough for people to go?
What, the spy girl on the Spider's Web?
Yeah,
Do people know it?
maybe. I
Do
think they
people
just
know
I
it?
think they just say the
Maybe.
girl and Newt Dragon.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's another one that's been like rebooted like 5 times
Yeah.
in a really short space. But
Well,
I
what do
definitely
you?
think
Yeah.
Grinch is number one. I
Okay.
think definitely. There's no
Yeah.
way around it.
I mean, yeah. I just it's hard to think. I guess it makes sense if nobody goes to see the other movies, or like Grinch basically steals off some of the money from the other movies, then it could go over 69 million if the projection is 69.
Yeah.
That'd be a great weekend because you'd want to get as much as you can before Fantastic Beasts comes out, and that instantly becomes number one. And then Creed in like 2 weeks, so it's
And
like
say Creed's the 21st, isn't it?
yeah, 2 weeks. So definitely you want the Grinch
Wow,
to like
what is it
exceed.
with the 21st and the end of the year?
Yeah, Rob breaks the internet. Robin Hood, Creed 2. Wow, right?
Green Book and the Possession of Hannah. Oh no, that's the 30th. Yeah, so you got those. What, one, two? Yeah, those four moves on 21st. And December 21st, you got a
Yeah,
ton of movies. Like,
yeah.
what's going on?
The 21st is probably a lucky number, right? 21.
I think it's going to be an unlucky number for some, but
Oh, I mean, sure, but I don't know. We're not gonna have a numerology lesson. Like
yeah.
they tried to do a numerology lesson when I was watching Sunday Night Football. I was like, should I be watching this? Like, I don't know.
There's 5 movies out on December 21st.
Yeah, it's a lot of
That's
big movies.
nuts.
It's a
To be
good
fair,
thing. Oh, go ahead. Okay.
oh no, I was just looking at something.
No, I was gonna say it's a good thing Spider Verse kind of dipped out and went a week ahead or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, Spider-Verse comes out the week. I think we get Aquaman.
It's the
I'm
week
not
before. No, it's by itself. I mean, it comes with Mortal Engines, I guess, but
Yeah.
it comes out on the 14th of December, which is not that far away. It's like a month away, essentially. 5 weeks, I guess.
I mean, it's what, 5 weeks, yeah?
Yeah,
Five.
so that's cool. That's cool. So I mean, we already know, right? Bohemian's probably gonna be 2, and the Grinch
Yeah.
is gonna be 1.
I don't see Nutcracker staying there.
I mean, even if it does 50%, right, 10 million, and the
Yeah.
girl in
Yeah.
the spider web, whatever, that's 12. That's so girl in the spider web is probably 3, right? That makes sense.
Yeah, would you say A Star is Born stays in top 5?
It's hard to think so because I mean, Nutcracker's definitely gonna go less than 10 million. Let's be honest now.
Yeah, yeah.
But then you got because I don't think Overlord's gonna make the top 5, to be honest.
No, it's not.
So it's
It's not that.
Grinch, Bohemian, Girl in the Spider's Web.
Because A Star is Born only dropped 4 million from last week.
But then, would you think Nobody's Fool? Or do you think that could stick around?
No, nobody's
It's
full.
the Tiffany Haddish movie. It's it's a funny comedy. Tiffany Haddish, she's up and coming comedian.
I mean, it
actress.
could.
It's at this point, what do you think is gonna make more money? Nobody's Fool, Tiffany Haddish comedy, or Star is Born, kind of the Oscar bait.
Yeah, I'm gonna say A Star is Born sticks in there.
I mean, you'd probably be right? Like Nobody's Fool would drop more than the Star is Born
Yeah.
because it seems like Nobody's Fool would probably the same people going to watch that would probably go watch The Grinch or even The Girl in the Spider's Web just because of how
Yeah.
you know
Oh, and also,
girl
A
power.
Star is Born. It's just been just going.
Yeah.
Like, The Star is Born has outlasted so many movies that are just nowhere now. Venom. Where was Venom before?
Venom's at number 6. Wow. The box office hit Venom.
Where was it? Venom was third. It was right behind A Star is Born, and A Star is Born is still there, and it's been the same amount of time.
Yeah.
So,
Crazy.
it's still going. Yeah, I'm gonna say just unless Halloween stays in there, but then I don't know. I think the Halloween's a dark horse in that situation. Yes, it only brought in 10 million, but then again, it's its third week.
No,
isn't
I
it?
agree with you though. I think the top 5 are gonna be Grinch, Bohemian, the Spiderweb one, and then Star is Born, and then probably Nobody's Fool. It's either Nobody's Fool or Nutcracker, but it might be Nutcracker more than Nobody's Fool, to be honest.
Actually, I could see Nutcracker. Yeah,
Nutcracker at 5, yeah.
just getting 5. Yeah.
Yeah, and then after that, it's like, yeah, all those other movies out the window because Fantastic Beasts, here it comes.
Fantastic Beasts is not looking at much more than the Grinch, to be honest.
Oh, really? I thought it would have looked at way much
73
more.
million compared to 69 is not much of a difference.
How much?
73 for
73.
Fantastic
Well, I
Beasts.
mean, yeah, sure. It's
No,
not.
it's only
It's
what
not.
is 4 million
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, it's definitely not that much more. And then after that, it's Creed 2 breaks the internet and Robin Hood, bro. Like, what is life?
I'd say Creed 2 and Ralph are gonna be. That's
Neck and
gonna be
neck. That's gonna be
watching.
yeah, that's gonna be a close one. I think Creed 2 would probably take that, but we'll talk more about that as I think next week. All right, so
21st Creed is Creed 2.
yeah, we'll still talk about it next week.
No, well.
Yeah, we'll talk about like in terms of
Oh
box
yeah,
office.
yeah.
Where
No,
it could
you're
go,
right. Yeah, yeah. No. Ignore me.
Yeah.
I dumbed. Yeah. So yeah, that's what we believe the top 5 will be next week. If you want to run it down one more time, just
Oh
so
yeah, I mean, if you want, I mean, it's just kind of obvious. The Grinch as 1, Spiderweb as no, Bohemian Rhapsody as 2, Spiderweb as 3, Star Wars Born as 4, and then we thought Nutcracker would be 5. And I think Keira Knightley has been trying to go out there to get more people to go watch it.
go and Keira Knightley. Is
Yeah,
it Keira Knightley? Is Keira Knightley British or is she American?
she's British. She's from Teddington, in the United Kingdom.
Hey,
I have
you
no
go,
idea where
Keira.
that is. Teddington.
You go. No, never do I. Probably up.
Let's Google Maps it real quick
Yeah.
as we are about to end the show. Essentially,
But
All right.
yeah, we will leave you on the cliffhanger where Teddington actually is in the UK.
Never.
So yeah, thanks for joining us, everyone in the chat. Thanks for joining us, everyone on YouTube, and we will see you all tomorrow for the CBC Live.
For the live cast, as I like to call it, for the live
Even though
show.
they're all live, but
Yeah, but that one's just
just
to call
like
it that.
what you call it? You call it live. There you
The
go.
live cast. Yeah.
So yeah, once again, thanks everyone for watching, and we will see you tomorrow and next week.
Toodles.